Right, are we just about set, gents?
Yes.
Chip's going sideways.
Oh.
Oh.
Now it's funny. Was that the bracket that's holding it, or was that his knees?
Possibly both. That's what mine are going to sound like after Slough. Goodness gracious me.
I'll be amazed if one of my knees even lasts.
Hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I am your host, Rich Owens, and joining me today in the daylight, first time we've recorded a podcast in the daytime in a very long time, we've got D and we've got Jeb. D, I'm going to come to you first, just see how long Jeb goes with the pose for. How's it going, babe? You all right?
It's going good. This is untouched ground for a long time. Recording in the daytime, it feels odd. I will be going to bed immediately after we do this record, though.
Yes.
To keep up routine, I can't. You can't.
It's important.
It's very important to keep up routine.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. This is the start of my busy week of streaming and content because my wife and kids are away.
Jam on.
So we're gonna record this. Then I'm probably going to stream. Then I'm probably going to stream later as well. So much streaming. So much content.
Goodness.
Otherwise, the crippling loneliness will get to me, D. That's what will happen. Yeah, just once I realise there's nobody here.
Yeah, been there, and it is a dead end. That is a bad time.
Yeah, it's a bad time for everyone involved. He's still doing it, D.
I know. I was wondering how long we can keep our conversation going. Before Jeb is forced to speak. But he looks so peaceful.
This is probably the most contented I've ever seen him looking.
I have a suspicion that he's been at the catnip for Mimi.
Yeah, I think he's been at the nip. I think he's drugged up his pets, and I think he's had a little go himself. Jeb, are you high on catnip?
No, not at all.
Good. Good. What if I was to offer you maybe some kind of ball with a bell in, or like a scratching post?
No, thank you.
What about some of Kev's hot Ribena?
No, not at all. No, don't do those type of things.
Okay, now it's coming across as posh and smug. Oh, okay.
There you go. That's it. I've said it now. Done.
I liked it though. Yeah.
Really
How are you, Jeb?
Like the inside of my mouth. I don't know why.
Oh.
And yeah. There we are.
You okay? Are you okay?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah, it's Sunday, isn't it? It's Sunday today. Yes, Sunday daytime. We're recording this. If anyone asks, it's Sunday daytime. Cool. That's one.
Absolutely,
cool.
It is.
Can't wait for your stream later on Sunday daytime.
Thanks.
Yes. Just if you're listening, have you liked and subscribed on the YouTube? Have you done it yet? Come on, give you a couple of minutes.
Get to it now.
You done it? No? Okay. That's fine. Right. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm getting ready for the new season ahead because, football, so I get to go tour the country this week with, here you go, here's a football camera. This is what you do with it. Thanks, bye. Hey, here's a football camera. So tomorrow I get to go to, on Tuesday. Today, actually.
Smooth.
No, sorry, today, because you're listening to the pod today, see?
Yeah.
That's why I was getting confused with the days, It's Sunday, but yeah, it's just days of the week, Anyway, I'm going to Boston, Scunthorpe, and then I'm going to the northeast, and then I get to come back down and go to Sheffield, and I get to go all around Manchester on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I might get to go to Yeovil and Bristol, which is just next door, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're right next to each other. Probably.
Yeah, maybe. And I've got a van from work which has average air conditioning, so hopefully there's no heat wave this week. But it's a week in this summer, so there will be.
Of course there will. There will. Well, enjoy your average air conditioning and Yeovil. What's that? Yeah, it's impossible to not enjoy both of those things, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we all enjoy a bit of Yeovil. And
Says a man
average
who's
air
never been to Yeovil, I think.
The ground's
That
all right,
is-
actually. The ground is one of the more modern grounds of the thing.
Yeah.
Compared
That's cool.
to where have I been to recently? No, to be fair, Harbour Town was all right. Went there last week. There's a Hornchurch, needs a bit of love. Like, that's got
Yeah.
a nice little running track around. I did 2 running track stadiums in a row last week. I'm like, can you just get rid of it? It's in the way. It's really hard to film.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. So can you?
I'd love it if somebody does do a celebration where they just do a full lap, because they're not like full 400. So it's only 200 meters around the track, isn't it? I think. I don't think the full 400 meters. I don't know. Didn't really measure it out. Didn't have time for that. I was busy. And I'm also hoping. I don't know if you've seen. Is it Howick FC where the guy got substituted off and immediately went in the stand and started a fight? Some great camera work on it. I mean, whoever's that, get in touch. Might hire you for this season. But yeah, basically, he got subbed off, took his shirt off, and went in the stand and started a fight with somebody. And the cameraman just followed it up. It was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta love non-league football. That's outstanding. Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
brilliant. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying that. There's a rumour going around, lads, that we've all also been enjoying a little bit of FM recently.
Can you calm down?
Different rumour. Okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, Jeb, you've carried on the network save in our absence. That's word on the street.
Yes, I did.
Good.
Your Honour.
Yeah, yes, honest. General Sir. Yeah, no, I did carry on. I carried on as Stoke. I thought, let's see what happens if I continue it on. And it took ages. The summer takes so long in it because there's a World Cup going on at the same time. But yeah, I started playing over the weekend, just continued it on. Sold a couple of players, signed some players. I signed some 6'7" behemoth for the Harry Suter at the back, who's 6'7", has a jumping reach of 20, and he looks like he's 8'12". Is that a height? Is that a legally registered height?
9 foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't like to show off. 8
foot
12.
11 and a half. There you go. Yes, because 8 foot 12. Yeah. If he says he's 9 foot, he's not allowed underneath certain bridges. So
That's
careful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For legal requirements, he's 8 foot 11 and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So signed him. Signed a striker from Watford who's 6'5" and got 20 jumper. So I just signed some big lads and then a couple of other players. Here and there, some youngsters, new goalkeeper, because I sold Johansson for 15 million. So it was starting to pique my interest. It was quite nice. I lost every single pre-season game. I didn't play any of them. Why would you play a pre-season game? Just watched it. Just there you go. Put that team out. I think the issue was I didn't have a goalkeeper because I sold that one for 15 million. Didn't really replace him. I replaced him with an Italian, but he couldn't get a work permit, so I just had to loan him out immediately. And then I signed this Tutala. I think that's his name. Timothy Tutala. No. Timothy Low Tutala. There you go. It's close.
Close.
Yeah. I realise I've got the game open. I can actually tell you these people's names rather than go for it. And the striker was. I've just picked the worst 2 players to pick because they've got really complicated names. Tolu Walasi Aru Kodare, who used to be at Watford. Yep, 6'6", 18 jumping reach, 18 strength. That's got a lovely target forward written all over it. Tommy Doyle brought into the middle of the park. Just very, very good across the board. And yeah, got to the start of the season, won our first game by a number of goals. 2-1, there you go. We won 2-1. We went down to 10 men, so Tarama Salata, who you may remember, another complicated name. That's not his name, he's Japanese, the right winger. He kicked off and said, I want to go to a bigger club, and I said no. And then what did he go and do? Toraratsu Sumida. There you go. That's his name. Or Tarama Salata, much easier. Yeah, he kicked off. What does he do in the first game that we played the season? 2-footed tackle after 10 minutes, gets sent off. So we're down 10 men for the entire game. We won 2-1. So I was quite happy about that.
Nice.
Then we played a League Cup game against Rotherham, and we just, for the first 20 minutes, we exclusively scored bangers. A lovely cross the box, 6-yard box header, looping over the keeper. Yaman, the Japanese defensive midfielder, he scored a 30-yard screamer. And then him and I think it was Lewis Brunt, they combined. Lewis Brunt played an outside the foot pass to him, and he just volleyed it into the top corner. It was lovely. It was great to watch. Lo Tutala didn't have a good game. He just decided to go and dribble it outside the box, the goalkeeper, and he dribbled it straight into their striker and they scored. But we won 5-1, so that was really good. It's like, yeah, right, let's go for the next game. And then FM did FM things, didn't it? So this is a bug that I've seen a few people have, and I'm not sure. I think Rich was saying something to do with graphics drivers, but all my graphics drivers are up to date. But what had started happening in the out of matches was the little box that comes up when you're looking at things. I don't know what sub menu a push, like the central box that sits in the middle. They just wouldn't disappear unless I continued. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, let's get to the next game. So I got to the next game, and then I went to change the tactic, and I could not get that box off the screen. And the issue is that box takes up that much of the screen. You cannot see anything being played, so you can't see if your changing tactic is working. You can't see why you've just conceded a goal or anything. And it just kind of ruined the immersion for me. So I stopped playing again. So that was it.
Just there you go. That's the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's frustrating because they have announced we're not making any more updates or anything further, and we're now losing D. So we lost D because he was clicking on a box. I see. What
D.
Done there.
D clicked a box and you can't get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So so the other thing that kind of ruined the immersion a bit, I had a Spanish player on trial called Oscar, and he was a really good attacking midfielder, and he was interested. Lots of other clubs were him. I put a contract in for him, and they went, "Oh yeah, that's good." And then he decided to sign for Hull. I was like, "Okay."
Oh,
which is a bit annoying. Free transfer. I went to Hull. I was like, "Okay, fine, you go there." And I then got the opportunity, because his trial had finished, to offer him a contract. I was like, yeah, but you signed for Hull, why can't I offer you a contract? So I offered him a contract, and he wanted to sign for me. I was like, this is great. The only problem was his work permit got denied. So that's kind of exposed two bugs at the same time for me. One, why am I signing a player that's already signed for somebody else? And like, he's not signed like on a non-contract agreement. He's signed like full contract to go to Hull. And then why, now that I can sign him, why can he not get a work permit when he's got one at Hull? Like, it made no sense whatsoever. Just a little bit confusing, tiny little bugs, and I think that's my problem with FM26. It's those little immersion breaking bugs, the little things that just go wrong and don't make any sense, and it's happened again. Like I said, I'll try and continue on this one. I'm on the road a bit this week, so I might even take my laptop out and load it up a few times while I'm away. My laptop doesn't explode. But I think it's just a bit of a shame that it's kind of ruined that immersion a bit. I don't know. Like, I know you guys have been playing a little bit more. You loaded up a couple of other saves, have you? Or just loaded up your stream save?
No, I've been carrying on the stream save. We were saying kind of before we hit record that I had the urge to start something new this week, but then the only thing I wanted to do, without going into too much detail, would probably be the save I would do in FM27. So I don't want to do it twice, if that makes sense. I get what you mean, especially about kind of like those the bugs and the immersion side of things. I had the issue the other day, and on stream, the issue I was having, I was clicking on like any of the tabs on the top of the screen, like your portal, your squad, your recruitment, that side of things. I couldn't get into the overview screen. I could get into, like, I've got my club tab open at the top, for example, and the club site, club vision, performance feedback, all of those I could click on, but I couldn't get back to the overview, and then from there I couldn't get back to kind of the home portal. And again, I was having the same issue as you. I was doing some scouting. I would look at a player. I'd talk to an agent just to, get that kind of, ask about availability and interest. And I couldn't, even I was clicking on stall or agree, I couldn't get out of those boxes. And for a game that is, the vast majority of it is just the data management side of it, it's you spend significantly more time outside of the match engine than you do in it. Not being able to go back and forth and do things, it almost kills the game. I was fortunate, as it turns out, it was an issue because I'm using the SAS skin. It had been updated 2 days before, and I hadn't updated the skin, so updating that seems to fix the problem for me. And like you said, Jeb, there are a couple of people I had in chat trying to troubleshoot it live with me on stream, and they were saying, we've had these issues. It was things like graphics drivers, there were other bits and pieces, and it was then working again afterwards. But when you run into those kind of roadblocks, it does almost just immediately kill your motivation to crack on with the game. I get that. It really does. And as you say, with there now being no more updates between here and the end of FM27, a lot of these bugs, it feels like it could be just a hot fix. It's probably not going to be too difficult as a solve, but knowing there are no more updates coming, it feels a little bit like we've got to work out the workarounds rather than waiting for it to be resolved. Like I had people in chat saying to me when I was streaming with it, I'll just press continue and it'll go away. But when they don't, what can you then do next? So it is tricky. It is a tricky one. I get where you're coming from. In terms of my save, I've aside from the kind of the technical issues we had briefly, I'm really enjoying it. I took a bit of a break from streaming. I've not been streaming as much over the last kind of 8 weeks with my wife's broken leg and extended parental responsibility. But with her being up and about a little bit more now, it's kind of freed up a bit more time to be able to hop online and stream a little bit. And it's been really good fun. We finished 3 of the 4 aspects of the challenge of my save are now finished. With it being, it's the cities from the chorus to Rotterdam, isn't it, by the beautiful south? And we've done Rotterdam, we've done Liverpool, we've done Rome, and that opened up anywhere to me. So, which kind of gives you a bit of a free hit as to where do you go and manage next. There are a lot of jobs in Mexico that were available, and considering the absolutely torrid time I had managing in Mexico on FM23, hi D.
I missed all of that. Can you say all of that again, please?
We really, really like FM. There are no bugs in it, and Mexico's really easy. Is what we were getting to. Yeah, that was
definitely.
the move. Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
No, I think that's exactly what you were saying. And then,
yeah. Well, D was one of the people that kind of bullied me towards Mexico, and I'm using the B word there, D, because I didn't want to go back. Newer listeners to the pod, I tried a Mexican save on FM23 with a club that I had quite a lot of success with offline on 22, and I thought, this will be a smooth transition. I kind of know the squad. I understand the league format. This will be fine. And it was woeful. And I rage quit after about 3 seasons because we were just barely staying in the league and having a rotten time of it. But I got the job, got the Pumas job at the time. Yeah, Pumas. At the time, it was looking very much like Club America were going to be available. Obviously, one of the bigger Mexican sides. Their job was insecure pretty much the entirety of the way through. Me finishing a season with Roma. And I was like, well, we'll keep an eye. We'll see how things go. I didn't want to apply for the job and then risk the job in Italy. So I thought I'll wait till the season's over. But then Club America kind of pulled it back. If you've not managed in Mexico before, there's a league format. There are 2 leagues per year. There's an opening stage and a closing stage. And the top 12 teams from the League of 18 then go into a knockout tournament. And Club America, they scraped through the league stage, but then ended up as runners-up in the kind of the knockout tournament at the end to crown the champion. So they kept their job. Pumas sacked their manager because of my reputation in the game, having been quite successful with Feyenoord and Everton and then Roma, including doing a D-Boy plays and fluking a Champions League, which was very cool.
Yeah, boy.
Quick sim the unimportant European fixtures, and you just win the Champions League on FM. There's some fun insight into the game.
Pro gaming hack.
Nice. Follow us for more pro gaming tips and tricks. We smashed through it. Got the Pumas job and dived straight into Mexico. And I have to say, second time around, it's been a lot more fun. it's been a lot better. You've got to follow the very strict regulation and registration rules. I think it's a maximum of 9 non-Mexican born players in your squad, which makes it a little bit of a trickier save than somewhere like Germany, where you can just sign everybody. And it's just about kind of balance, really. You know, we unfortunately lost our best Mexican player after the Mexican transfer window ended. They have 2 transfer windows in Mexico. There's a signing from Mexican clubs window, which is about 2 weeks long. And then there is an extended signing from abroad window. But when you're losing Mexican-born players, the vast majority of Mexican-born players in the game tend to stay in Mexico. The ones that leave are astronomically expensive. Like, I had a look at the Mexican national team when we were doing some scouting, and the players are either, they're either in Mexico and they're between 15 to 20 million pounds at valuation each, which is a lot for a Mexican club, or they've moved to Europe and they're valued at 100 and something million pounds, and you've got no chance of signing them. So losing my best player after the Mexican transfer window closed didn't look ideal, but we had a couple of young prospects in the squad. We kind of worked with what we had, and believe it or not, for the first time in the save, I won the league at the first time of asking. That's never happened before. It's normally taken
Mexico is so
years.
easy.
Yeah, because Mexico is apparently really, really easy.
It is so easy.
Yeah. I'm now starting to see that a little bit more. So that's been cool. I mean, we've had loads of fun. The highlight of the season for me was getting a notification from one of my staff that a player that had been sold to the Saudi league just before I arrived at the club. They a lot of the time with the Saudi leagues, I noticed they do the X million after X amount of league games into the contracts. And they said, yeah, after his next 5 league games, you get £5 million, which I was really excited about. And then the next day I got a notification from the same staff member saying that the Saudi league had terminated that player's contract. So he was just leaving. So I was £5 million deficient. But he came through my youth system and he wanted to come back to play for me. And there were 3 days left in the Mexican transfer window. So I took him in on trial. 3 of the clubs offered him a contract immediately. So I just panicked and did it myself. I didn't have a very clear picture of his attributes at the time because he wasn't scouted. And he chose to come back to me. And he's my best player. He's 6'4". He scores headers for days. The match engine is brilliant because a lot of players in Mexico are quite small. So most of the wing backs, because he can play through the middle or he can play on the flanks. Most of the wing backs that are trying to defend against him are about 5'7". So he's got nearly a foot on all of them, and it's brilliant. It's proper little and large in the match engine. So he came in on a free, and I think that's better in hindsight than this £5 million I was going to get for him. So I like Mexico now. I'm saying it publicly. All I have to do to complete my save is win the North American Champions League. And once I've done that, I've completed all of my objectives for the save. If I do it at the first time of asking, I'll have to start doing something else, won't I? But come back to this podcast in a month's time where I can't win the NACC and I hate Mexico again, and it's the worst league to manage in.
Just saying, I won the CONCACAF first time asking, so you should be able to. Really.
Oh, there we go then. Easy.
Easily. Have you done it yet?
Sorry.
I've been in it yet, I don't think.
I've not been in it yet. No, it's not started yet. So,
well,
this
by the
will
time
be
the
my
pod
first
comes
go.
out on Tuesday, which is in 2 days' time, you should have won it, shouldn't you? Like,
You'd imagine so.
If you're streaming on Monday, like that, I mean, that's what.
Yeah,
you need to do.
I'm probably going to stream on Monday afternoon. Once I've finished doing some, I can't remember. I've got something to do on Monday afternoon. But after I've done it, I might stream for a bit. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe first time of asking. That's been fun. Yeah, you're right, D. Mexico's easy. I think, in hindsight, I was the problem. And it's okay.
Well, it was a different game as well. Is always worth remembering. It was a completely different game. I do think in other years it may have been more challenging. I remember there was a really long period in Mexico. Who was the French striker that played in Mexico?
Gignac.
Gignac was there for forever.
Mm.
And he was always a bit of an issue there. But now he's not a problem. You're in the wonderful part of the game where it's just new gen world.
Yes.
So new gen world, and I may have missed this, but have you told everybody who you signed?
not only who I signed, but would you like to guess who scored the winning goal in the final?
No.
Luka
You say that
Toplic
like
bloody loves
No.
Mexico.
you said that as if like, oh, you've made the right choice. You know, sometimes when we look, alcoholics think that their drinking isn't a problem, Rich. You know, but you're hurting the people around you. Okay, you need to stop signing him.
Look, okay, I hear what you're saying.
Do you?
First of all,
You sure?
let me say this. There's the analogy in Rick and Morty, isn't there, where they do the Avengers rip-off episode, and one of them says, you're an alcoholic, mine is sexy drinking. That's a big part of my transfer philosophy with Luka. It's a sexy signing.
Right.
It's not a desperate signing.
Sure.
And secondly, almost to appease you, with the save potentially coming to an end sooner than I was expecting it to, I will have to do something else. And Jeb and I were saying I had an idea to load up something and start playing it maybe offline, but it might be the save I want to do in FM27, so I won't. There's a very strong possibility that the next save I do on stream will probably be one of Mad's retro databases, because I haven't done one on stream for a while, and they're loads of fun. The biggest draw to one of those saves for me is that I know it will appease the two of you, because I physically won't be able to sign Luka Toplic in one of those
You'll
saves.
find a way. You'll literally.
I already know the way in which you will achieve full Luka.
Go on.
And that's if you get the new gen mod from Mr. Teeny.
If I get the new gen
just
mod,
play for 26 years or whatever of the 2000 database, and then eventually, he's here, my son has arrived, and you'll be happy that Luke has appeared in game.
I wasn't that happy at the birth of either of my children.
But you were that happy when Lucas scored league-winning goals.
I've been delighted when he's done that. Yeah. Kids, if you're listening to this, Daddy loves you very much.
Not as much as
maybe
Luka
not as much as Luka Toplic. But he did score the But he did score the winner in the second leg of the final. I didn't realise.
Sure.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, of course he did. I had forgotten that the final is played over two legs.
You renamed a new gen Luka Toplic. Is that what you've done as well?
No, still the same one.
And did you say he scored a penalty? Was he on the pitch, or did you bring him on a la Stakey? He's basically a
no. He was on the pitch. He was on the pitch. It was that he wasn't having a great. It was literally his last kick of the game as well, because I was about to bring him off because he was tired, and then he scored, and I was delighted.
Sick of all this traveling around the planet, probably thinking like, just wants to settle down. But this madman keeps taking him everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Look, if the save continues any longer, will he become my assistant manager? Sure. Why not? The one that stayed with me for the majority of the save doesn't want to come to Mexico. Rafael Duarte, I think his name is. He was my assistant at Feyenoord, at Everton, at Roma, and he hasn't had a job in between any clubs either. It's like he just waits around for me to start managing a new team, and he won't come to Mexico with me. I found a new assistant manager. He's 36. He's not brilliant by any stretch, but he's got some of the attributes I look for in an assistant manager. And then I signed him, and then 2 months later he told me he was going to retire in January. He's now postponed his retirement by a couple of months. And so I don't know what to do when he goes, because Luka's still got another 18 months in his contract. So just keep his seat warm, maybe. But I'm good in Mexico, and I've signed Luka again. And sorry.
That was the missing piece before, when you struggled in Mexico before. You didn't have your beloved Luka.
I didn't have Luka Toplic because he wasn't in the game at that. There you go. He wasn't in the game. See, it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah. Now he is.
Yeah, well, that's the intervention section of the podcast done with. D, how's your new save going in your old universe?
It's going well. It's going well. For context, for any listeners who don't know what I'm doing, I have stayed in the same universe as my 26 and 26 save. But we fast forwarded, so it was exactly 30 years later from when the database would normally start. So we started the 55, 56 database. And I am managing a lovely little club in France called Clermont Foot, because I have family that live in Clermont. And when I've been over to visit them, we've been to watch Clermont. And it's a really, I talk about it all the time, but the Gabriel Montpied is this really wicked ground where it's just one. It's, I think Zeep described it the best. It looks like they took one side of Huddersfield's ground, but forgot the other three. They just took one of the long bits where it's got like that big arch.
Yeah.
It's that, and then the other three sides are just like concrete steps, or like like classroom, like the benches that they get out in an assembly. For the year 60s to sit on at the back of the hall. It's just that, basically, for the other three stands. Love it.
Is it a little bit like when you're playing the old LMA managers and you can upgrade your stadium stand by stand?
It's literally that. One
of
them is full whack, highest capacity you could get. The other three, first, the lowest, there basically might as well not be anything there. You're like, an umbrella is more coverage than you get from the sort of the stands that they have there. But I really like Clermont Foot just as a club. So I thought, all right, well, we'll do a save with them, and they mysteriously got relegated to the Championnat National, the third tier. Oh, I had no involvement in that whatsoever.
Wow.
Honest.
No, not Clermont Foot.
Clermont Foot. So I thought, all right, well, we're going to try and obviously climb up the divisions, maybe become semi-decent in Ligue 1, see if we can push for a league win, and just see how we get on with them. So obviously we started our first season in the Championnat National. Basically had to do a complete start over with the squad because they'd got next to no players, and the ones that they had were all essentially just youth team players, really, that were just being forced to play in the first team. So went on a big old spending spree. Most notable signings would probably be, and there are a few of my players that have been nicknamed by my chat, so I'm just going to go with their nicknames. But we signed a right midfielder, right winger called who is now called J'accélère, which is I accelerate in French. 6'3" right winger. Really, really pacey, really, really strong, great on the wing. And in the league, he got 14 goals, 14 assists, which was really, really good, super important to the team. And then I suppose the other big notable one would be our 6'6" Italian striker called Nicola Mumu.
Nice.
Because his surname is Maru, M-U-R-R-U, but someone misread it as Mumu. So then that just became permanent.
Just got Bill Oddie at the back. I remember that.
We'll get on to Bill Oddie, don't you worry. We'll get on to Bill Oddie. Nicola got 26 goals in 32 in the league. He got 28 overall. Pretty good return. I'd say of the 26 league goals, I think 25 of them were headers. So that's good. And then, as you rightly say, a couple of really, really solid players. One of their own, youth player that was still hanging around the team, really wanted to leave but didn't let him. Jeb renamed him Bill Oddie because his real name is Aday. I think it was Oddei. And you were Bill Oddie.
Just change it around.
What's good enough. Good enough to change it.
Makes sense.
Really, really solid defender. Really good attributes for like that level. Like by like he was already like Ligue 2 quality.
That's two, isn't it?
That is two. And very much wanted to leave the club, but I wouldn't let him. So he was pretty decent, and overall it was a very, very good first season. If I look at the schedule for the league, we essentially went 3 months unbeaten, which was pretty good. The first 3 months of the season, didn't lose a single game. Had a couple of draws in there and was sort of clashing around at the top of the table. Eventually lost at the start of November to FC Rouen. which I still struggle to say. But then turned it on again and didn't lose in the league until the third from last game. But we'd already won the league by then. We'd wrapped things up in the National by then. So I basically did like full rotation for that game and the two afterwards, just to kind of give the youths a bit of a run out. But the most significant thing I think about our first year was our cup run in the Coupe de France. Mm-hmm. So you would imagine, obviously in the state of France, and I'd even say as far in this universe as well, the likes of PSG still pretty dominant. PSG have won essentially every league of Ligue 1 in this universe, bar the last 4 years, I want to say. So they had won it every single season from real life up until 2048-49. Nice won a league, Monaco won a league, back to PSG, Lille, Saint-Etienne, well done them, and then back to PSG. So they were pretty dominant. So I was thinking, okay, well, there's still very, very good clubs, and Saint-Etienne's team as well, absolutely despicable in this universe. So many good players. So I was thinking, cup run's going to be fine for a little bit. We'll play like a handful of those amateur sides, and then eventually you come up against a big boy, and then you're done, aren't you? Right? Mm-hmm. Which is fine. I would have taken that. Getting to like the 10th round, whatever. Fine, a little bit of money tops up the coffers. So we started in the 6th round. And I'm just going to tell you the division that each team played in.
Sure.
Amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. 4th tier. Amateur. 3rd tier. Same as us. Amateur. Same as us. Same as us. We're at the semi-final now, by the way. In the semi-final was the first time we played anyone above our division. We played Strasbourg in the semi-finals, and at that point, in the semi-finals, there were no Ligue 1 teams left. They had all been knocked out.
Wow.
By it would have been the quarterfinals. I think in the quarterfinals there were 4 Ligue 1 sides in there. When we got to play against a team from our own league, all the other teams from Ligue 2 that were in it had to play Ligue 1 sides, and they beat all of them. Like Paris FC beat Saint-Etienne 5-3, huge game from them. But the likes of PSG and all that lot, PSG lost to FC Rouen in the 9th round. They lost 2-1. In the 10th round, some of the Lyon barely scraped by against a bottom of the Championnat National League Bordeaux. They scraped past them on penalties. As things just sort of gradually progressed, more and more big teams were just getting knocked out. So the semi-finals, as I say, amazing. We've got Strasbourg, and I was thinking, okay, well, this is surely where it ends. This is where the run ends. We beat Strasbourg 4-1 quite comfortably. And in the other game, it was Le Havre up against Paris FC. Paris had to beat them on penalties. So we had somehow, mainly thanks to the fact that we had the easiest run in the history of cup football, made it to the league, maybe to the Coupe de France final. I said it was very similar to, you remember a couple of seasons back, Man United, I think it was when they got to an FA Cup final. They just had like Championship League 1 teams the entire way. Didn't have a single thing that was difficult until the final. I think it was the same one where they almost got knocked out by Coventry in the semis. Mm-hmm. But just had an endless run of easy teams. Played Paris in the final, and we lost 1-0 in the 88th minute.
Heartbreak.
Absolute heartbreak. I mean, in some ways, I'm okay with it because we probably shouldn't. Like, if we're in Ligue 2 and we've got Europa League football, that seems the fixtures is going to be unbelievably congested. Yeah, there'll be a nice little bit of money, but at the same time, team's going to be dead. And I don't have the money to bring in a like basically a whole second first team for the amount of rotation you'd need. But it was pretty disappointing that in a game that was very, very even, like statistically, we'd basically done the exact same thing. The only thing we had advantage on them with was possession. But they scored, as I say, in the 88th minute. Really, really frustrating one. But as I say, I'm not massively arsed. But then, so now we're entering Ligue 2. I've done a handful of signings, but basically the next time I go live is going to be the pre-season window, signing whoever we can bring in with the little money that we've got. Although we got 6 million as a transfer budget as well.
Oh.
In Ligue 2, which from watching, the only other person I've watched, well, you were in Ligue 2 for a bit, weren't you, with Saint-Etienne on 24, right, Rich?
Yes.
I don't remember you getting a massive amount of spending money.
No, I don't think I did. I think it was very much a case of sell to buy. That was mine. Yeah. I think season 1, because I think I took over. No, I had a proper full season there, season 1. It was a case of sell to buy. So it was free transfers and then speculating to accumulate. That was the pretty much strategy. Yeah.
And then I think the other person that I've seen managing in that division, I'm sure Bob was Red Star. I think that was on FM24 as well. And I don't remember him ever having any budget. So the fact that we had 6 million was very nice. And I did obviously go on a little bit of a spending spree and did sign a couple of lads. But essentially, I've got a little bit of money left in the bank. Can I bring in anybody that's going to make me not get relegated? And as things currently stand, we are predicted to finish 11th.
Nice.
Which I'll take. I'll take a mid-table finish, first time being back in Ligue 2, and then take it from there and see what we can do with them, really.
Lovely stuff.
Clermont.
There you go, see? Cup run. Clermont. At the Mobility Scooter Stadium, did you say it was called?
The Stade Gabriel Montpied.
Ah, there you go. The Moped Stadium. Sorry, my bad.
Non. Écoutez et répétez, s'il vous plaît, maintenant. Stade. Gabriel Montpied. Bien.
Dreams can come true there, yeah?
Yeah. Gabriel on a Moped Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Eye patch and all.
Yeah, can't turn left.
No. Nor should she. She's an ambi-turner. We know this about Gabrielle.
Yeah.
She's got an issue. Oh, see, that's lovely. See, I like that.
Yeah.
The cup run is sensational. The fact that all of the Ligue 1 sides were out is brilliant. You don't see enough of it. You just don't see enough of it. I love a giant killing in a cup at the best of times anyway, even when it's in leagues that you're not managing in. I remember seeing Bayern Munich go out of one of the German cups in their first round against like an amateur side on a FM save years and years and years ago. And I was more excited about that than I was my own team's performances, because that's brilliant. Like it was one of those. It's one of those where if it happened to you, you would take a screenshot of the match stats at full time and you'd post it on Twitter and you'd say, guess which team won.
Yeah, 100%.
Bayern had something ridiculous, like about 40 shots, like 28 on target. And the amateur team they were playing had 1 shot with 0 on target. And it was a Bayern own goal from a corner in like the 88th minute. I think it was it must have been their first attack. And I watched the highlight, and the corner comes in, and then it kind of bobbles around in the box, and then one of the Bayern defenders just goes to hoof it, and he kicked it into the back of one of their defenders, and it went down as an own goal. And I was like, that is très bien. How was my pronunciation, by the way, there, D?
C'est bœuf.
Beef.
Bœuf.
Frank Leboeuf. There we go.
Leboeuf.
You're a Leboeuf.
Je suis le bibliothèque.
Shia LaBeouf.
Voilà, la conversation.
You are a library.
Yes.
Voilà, la conversation dans la podcast. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's one for the French listeners. That was a lovely little roundup of our FMings recently. It's been very, very cool. Before we start to kind of wrap things up and get into the kind of the end of pod shenanigans that we often like to get into, I think it's very, very, very important that we just share a little story that Jeb kind of put us on to this week. Because Jeb, you found an absolute delight online that you shared with us this week, didn't you?
Yeah, so occasionally when you doom scrolling, some nice things come up, and I think it came up a couple of months ago. So there's a gentleman called Jonny and his wife Anna, who's basically just sharing the story of the various things that they're doing, because Johnny's been diagnosed with motor neuron disease, and it's started to take quite a big effect on him. So she's doing like family reunions. They've been on like dream holidays I think they went to Sicily, and it was like really nice to see. And then this week, granted, I saw it, and he went, "Oh, look, I found Football Manager's biggest ever player." And I was like, well, let's see how many he's been playing for 25 years. I was like, rubbish. That's rubbish. That's got nothing. But then it twigged, and it was Jonny. It's Johnny's playing Football Manager, and Anna was trying to get some attention from Football Manager, and like it got a lot of attention from various people. I think Clate's commented on it, a few other familiar faces commented on it, just tagging Football Manager in it, and it was really nice to see. A couple of days later, Football Manager sent a load of goodies out to him. So it's just something that he's played for 25 years. He's really enjoyed it, and then obviously Anna's like sharing that journey, and it's just really nice to see that the attention it got, and it got the attention for the right reasons. There were a few like negative comments, like I said, when I first saw it, I was like, he's not that good. He's not played it for that long. But honestly, 25 years is a long time to be playing the game regardless. And to be playing the game, like it's particularly motor neuron disease, it's a very brutal like disease, unfortunately. And we've seen what it can do to various people. It just basically takes away all your motor function. So that you can play it is amazing, and I'm hoping he can play it for a lot longer as well. And like it's like I said, it's a really nice account. Like she's very passionate about her family, and she talks about like the things that they go through and the things that like the nice things that they do. I think they had a big family reunion this weekend, and I saw like they all brought pictures like of themselves as kids, and like it was really nice where they just mapped out the family tree with everyone there, including obviously Jonny. So it's lovely, and like I said, it's really good at Football Manager. They've done it before with Kev as well. Like it's great when they actually not do have to, but they will step up when people like ask them to, and like they're there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was lovely, genuinely lovely. I mean, it's one that I think resonated quite strongly with me because obviously recently last year I lost my friend Bert to motor neuron disease. He was a prolific artist and musician for a very, very long time, and as you say, Jeb, one of the first things that tends to go with motor neuron disease is your motor functions. The clue is in the name, and playing a game like Football Manager, you still need use of your appendages. You need use of your hands to be able to like navigate the screens. And I think one of the things that FM said when they kind of picked this story up was said to Anna, drop us a DM and we'll see what we can sort out for you in terms of accessibility, so we can continue to find some joy in Football Manager. So I thought it was a genuinely really, really lovely story. We did a couple of tweets about it. I did a couple of tweets about it this week just gone. But what we're also going to do in the description of this episode, we're going to put a link into, there's like Anna and Jonny, they've got their own link tree. It's got links to all sorts of different bits and pieces of information on there. There is a Just Giving that's been set up on there by them, which has already been like really generously donated to by people. But I think it's one of those things where people don't realize the impact that any kind of financial support has in these situations. I did some fundraising a couple of years ago to try and raise some money towards like a chair for Bert, because he was at the point where his mobility had declined that much that he was reliant on one. And they had Bert and his partner Sean, they like to take their dog Millie out for walks on a regular basis, and the ones that the chairs he had access to just weren't cutting the mustard. So any kind of donations towards that kind of thing, there is a tangible, measurable, direct impact on those families. So it's one of those things. If you have the capacity to chuck a couple of quid at it, please do. Would encourage you to do so. If you don't, it's absolutely fine. But just any kind of awareness in these kind of situations. But I think
sometimes even just sharing the post or commenting, helps along those lines as well.
Exactly.
Like it was 100%. Nice to see. I think there was somebody who's basically her name is main striker Jonny Trotter, one of his new gens. Like so, he's always got a place in his game, etc. It's like things like that. Just nice to see, and it's heartwarming on all the doom and gloom that's happening in the world. So.
Absolutely. So more power to them. So you can check out their story. It's in the description of this episode. Have a look because it's a horrible disease, and I think they are approaching it in such a positive way. I think more power to the both of them. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out their story, please do. Like I say, it's in the description to this episode. But thank you for sharing something positive out of what can only be described as a pretty horrific experience for everybody else involved, Jeb. So yeah, that was ever so nice. So isn't it good when there's some good news to kind of start to wrap things up on the pod? Lovely. I think we need to address the balance now because we've been quite positive about a lot of Football Manager. Obviously, Anna and Johnny's story as well. Need to bring the tone down. Dee, have you got a little bit of trivia to wrap things up with so I can start to feel bad about myself again?
Absolutely. And I mean, if we want to really bring some balance back, it's all about sad things. Relegation.
Hooray.
I'll give you a choice, chaps.
Go on then.
I'll give you a choice. 1 or 2. That's all I'm saying. 1 or 2.
What do you want, Jeb?
Should we both put a finger up? What we're gonna, or fingers up?
No, I put trousers on before we started recording, so that's...
Did you? Okay, thank God for that. But yeah, if we put... Let's see if we got the power of our mind to put up the same number.
Yeah, here we go. Mind meld.
All right then. So we're gonna go 3. Okay.
I'll count you. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Show.
Yes.
Will be the count.
The issue is he saying? Oh, yeah, I might get confused by him saying numbers.
I can say ABC if you would prefer.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
okay.
Maybe.
Don't move the goalposts. Come on now. I could do numbers.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Draw. Oh, they're not mind melded. Okay. Rich is answering question number 1. Jeb, you're answering question number 2.
Okie dokie.
I see.
Why not? Question. So, category number 1 is the last 10 different teams to be relegated from the Premier League.
Oh, God. Okay.
And category number 2 is the last 10 teams to be relegated from the Championship.
I feel better about my choice already. I feel really, really strong.
Do one. Just do one. Work together. We're not going to faff around with 2. We can save that other one for another one.
Okay. Well,
should we do the Championship one another time? Maybe on the Patreon.
We'll do Championship another time. Oh, we could do it as a Patreon. Absolutely, we could do it as a Patreon.
We'll chuck that on the Patreon another time. So we'll do Premier League today. Championship Patreon special. Lovely.
So yeah, the last 10 different teams to be relegated from the Premier League. And we will start with Rich.
Okay. Good. I'm going to start very recently.
I phrased this question completely wrong. It's not last 10 teams to be relegated. It's last 10 teams to finish bottom of the Premier League. Finish 20th.
Oh, crikey.
You moved the goalpost there. Unbelievable.
That was the main caveat of this quiz. It's the team to finish bottom of the league.
Rock
bottom.
Ruin that for everyone now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll go
Rock
recent
bottom.
then. I'll go recent. Am I right? Wolves finished bottom of the league this season? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
D liked that one.
Are we... Is it 10 individual teams or is
10 different teams, yes.
Different teams, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so if there was like a double up of, like if a team got relegated like 3 seasons ago and then 5 seasons ago, they both finished bottom of the league, that's just one space. It is the last 10 different teams to get relegated.
Okay.
Bottom of the table.
Are we working together on this, by the way? Is this a bit of teamwork to try and get all of them?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, why not? Let's keep Rich happy. Sheffield United.
Yeah. Yeah, them as well. Oh, God, it's fun, isn't it? It's fun when your rivals get relegated.
It's good.
Back to you, Rich.
I think just to keep the FM team satisfied in this equation, Southampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was Southampton out of interest?
So Wolves, Southampton, and Sheffield United are the last three teams to finish bottom
We've done
of the Premier
well
League.
there.
Wolves was 25-26. Southampton was 24-25 and 22-23.
Oh, okay.
Sheffield United was 23-24 and 20-21.
Okay. Yeah. Bless. Because they were near. Southampton were nearly the worst team in Premier League history, weren't they? And then they just clawed it back a bit at the end of the season. I was trying to record a video based on how many games it would take you to win the league with that Southampton team, just via the medium of save scumming, and I gave up about 300 games in, and I wasn't even halfway through the season. Just without any signings, just using this squad, how many games of football would this team have to play to win the league? And yeah, got about 300
How
games.
Are you giving content to like Omega, Luke, and Tom now? That's it.
Enjoy that, lads. Just give me a shout out. Give me a shout out.
Yeah, it's not going to be a quick one.
It's really not. No, I think it took me something like 100 and something games to get points at Anfield, and I was like, this is just not worth my time. It's just not worth my time.
Right, back to Jeb.
Lost it.
Teams to finish.
To be honest,
teams to finish 20th.
I know exactly
in the Premier League.
I don't think Luton did, so I'm gonna go City Hull.
Hull City is not on my list. They are not on my list. They might have finished 19th or something like that.
Okay. As a regularly relegated team, I'm going to take a punt on Norwich.
Ding, ding, ding. Norwich are fourth. They got relegated in the 21-22 season as bottom team, and then also finished 20th in the 19-20 season.
Nice.
Around a jib.
Because you got double ups, that's going to go even further back. So, Sunderland.
Sunderland are in there, my friend.
Lovely stuff.
Done. The 2016-17 season, as well as they had relegations, finished 20th, sorry, in like 05-06 and 02-03, but yeah, within the sort of the last 10 teams to get finish 20th. Yeah, absolutely in there.
Lovely.
Classic.
Mm-hmm. I'm leaning towards, and because again, we're going farther back, aren't we? So I think that kind of makes these a bit safer. I'm thinking about some of the Welsh contingent in the Premier League over the years have been pretty diabolical. Cardiff
are your 10th placed team. The 2013-14 season is how far this goes back. For different teams finished 20th. Yeah, Cardiff, absolutely in there. Well done.
Okay.
You have 4 more teams to get.
Just because they got mentioned earlier, one side of their stadium did anyway.
Huddersfield is correct, Jeb. The 2018-19 season. They finished 20th in the Premier League. That's you, Rich. You've got 3 to go. Can we get it? Can we get a full sweep?
Oh, I feel like it's possible here. I've got 2 teams in mind. But I also don't want to upset D. Is it the baggies, D?
Yes.
Oh, mate.
Sorry, this is for balance. I'll laugh.
No. Yeah. West Brom finished 20th in the 17-18 season.
Soz.
And we haven't recovered since that. That was the last time. Well, the season before was obviously the last time that we were good.
Yeah.
But that
Did you go back up in between?
Yeah, we've been back up a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got or is it just the one? Might have been twice. We were definitely in the Premier League when it was like lockdown. Because that's when I did the Baggies podcast. Awful time to start doing one. Absolutely dreadful reason to start a podcast. Oh, we're in the Premier League. Oh, we're losing every game. This is rubbish. Yeah. But yeah, Baggies are in there. You have two more teams that have finished 20th to name around a jib.
Can't think when Blackburn went down. The other one I'm thinking of is... I don't think it's this. I've said them already. Did they fall apart that much that they finished bottom? Luton?
It is not Luton. It is not Luton. You have each had 5 guesses. Would you like to know the seasons in which these happened?
Oh, go on. Yes, please.
So you are looking for the 2014-15 season and the 2015-16 season. So 10 and 11 years ago.
Now, I can't remember if they finished. No, that was too early. See, immediately, I'm thinking teams that haven't been in the Premier League for a while, and I was thinking somebody like a QPR, because I've seen again. I don't know why my algorithm is my algorithm, but for some reason, different social media platforms like to show me the Aguero goal against QPR, and I know that they got relegated. They were already down that season. Were they? Were they already relegated going into that?
Yeah, they got relegated off the back of that, I think.
Okay.
Oh, was it like a double edge?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they finished bottom. They came
Bottom.
for QPR.
You going QPR, are you?
Why not?
Copra.
Why not?
The team that finished bottom in the 2014-15 season, QPR.
Yeah, that QPR.
That very QPR. Well done.
Oh, very QPR.
That was the one I was thinking that you might struggle to remember. And to be fair, both of these are quite hard to remember. So well done on getting QPR. Back to Jeb.
Leeds came up and went down again, didn't they?
Quite regularly.
Yeah, I know. Recently, though, I'm thinking. What season are we missing now, then?
This is the 2015-16 season.
Did you not say that was the QPR?
No, that was 14-15.
That was 14-15. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, you needed 2 seasons back to back.
Ah,
So yeah. 2015-16 Premier League. Who finished 20th?
How bad were Newcastle? They weren't that bad, were they? They were like last day of the season, weren't they? So not them. West Ham love going up and down, don't they?
West Ham do. Isn't it around then? Isn't it around then the Villa went down as well? But did they finish bottom?
Villa went down. Yeah, reasonably recently, because Fingy was there, wasn't he? Grealish.
Because I went to see them play.
He started playing for them in the Championship, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's
because it wasn't.
Came into his own.
It's too late for Blackpool and things like that. Palace have been in a while. Is there anyone else like Swansea? I don't think Swansea actually finished bottom. I think they put up a reasonable fight when they went down and then just never really came back up. Too early, too late for Preston. Not Preston. Preston have never been up. Derby and Blackburn. Yeah, let's go with the Villa.
With Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Nicely done, boys. Nicely done. Aston Villa finishing rock bottom of the table in the 2015-2016 season. This season's Europa League winners, Aston Villa, 10 years ago got relegated.
What a
If anything,
turnaround.
that's a hell of a turnaround.
Yep.
That's remarkable stuff. Well done. You've got your 10, yes. Wolves, Southampton, Sheffield United, Norwich, Huddersfield, Baggies, Sunderland, Villa, QPR, and Cardiff. Cardiff.
Superb. Look at that.
Well done.
Look at us.
Well done.
A surprisingly competent trivia round. There you go. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that one coming. Right, I'm going to go. Well, if I go do a revision on the championship now, it's not going to be fair.
I'm going
is
to
it?
do revision.
I've never revised in my life. GCSE
Is
study.
that the last? I was going to say, is that the last 10 teams finish bottom, or the last 10 teams to be relegated? Because then that
That will also be last 10 teams to finish bottom.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, that would
Okay.
significantly.
One of them's a
more
tap-in, Rich.
It's a bit mean.
Good. Good.
Me too. My team finished bottom.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
championship.
No, 'cause we almost got relegated this year. So
Yeah, almost. Almost isn't relegated though, is it? Cool. Okay, well I'm sad now. Great. Up until then I was having a lovely old time recording this podcast with my friends. This feels very much like a podcast to me, chaps, so I think this feels like as
balance
good a
was
place
restored.
to any as to call it a day. Just before we say goodbye, Jeb, you're travelling around the country in a van this week. If you do find some time to stream at any point, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/Jebaroo. I might stream, probably not, but we'll see.
Okay. Don't threaten us with a good time. D, what about you, friend? Where can people find you with your Clermont foot at the Gabrielle Scooter Stadium?
if people want to come hang out in Ligue 2 with me, avec moi, I will be over on twitch.tv/dboyplays. What about you, Rich? What if people want to look at you in Mexico?
Twitch.tv/Rich Owens FM. That's where they can find me. I will be, at the time of recording, I will be streaming pretty much every day this week. Mornings, evenings, nights, whatevs. I will probably be online in some capacity. So it doesn't let the lonely thoughts in.
You can just feed the cat, yeah.
Just feed the cat, yeah, that's what I need to do. And the tortoise.
Yeah, feed all the animals, don't forget about
Feed the animals and then do some streaming. That's the move. Also, I'd recommend twitch.tv/YCallum, especially on the 29th of August for the upcoming FM Content Creators versus Slough Town Fans rematch happening at Arbour Park. If you are based in the south of England, or in fact anywhere in the world, really, you are more than welcome to join us down in Slough on the 29th.
I don't get announced, so I've not been.
You can come, Jeb.
I've not been announced. So.
Would you like me to make a little announcement graphic for you? Okay.
No.
Because someone was announced this week, weren't they?
Do you make the graphics?
I've been making the graphics for Callum this year. Yeah.
He has.
Do you make the one of Rich? That's
Yeah,
offensive
hold on.
to? Yeah.
For those of you that maybe you've been directed to this podcast by somebody, you're thinking that guy in the top left corner looks familiar, but I can't quite place him.
Oh, it's Rich.
How about now?
Okay, yeah.
How about now?
Yeah.
Because the running joke is I'm very small in the match graphics.
I must
have a
have
higher voice, so you know.
I must have accidentally moved your PNG before exporting it, and I must have not missed it. There was no malicious intent.
I think there was.
I'm following orders, Rich. Following orders.
Yeah, well, so were some other very famous people, D. They were just following orders.
Jesus.
Callum last year when he made the graphics himself, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry, that's what I'm talking about. I was meant to do a high-pitched voice because I'm very small.
You are.
On Little Rich Owens, do the sign-off then.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening or watching, however you're consuming this podcast. We really appreciate it. If you're watching it on YouTube, please pay attention to the message that's been behind Jeb for the entire podcast, where it says, have you liked and subscribed? Because I think you should. It's good. It costs you nothing and helps us out. We will see you on the next episode of Football Manager Therapy. But until then, take care. Love you lots.
Bye-bye.
My culture is not your costume.